studied 33 apps that went from 0 to 5 figures monthly revenue in the past year, and every single consumer app used at least one of these 3 marketing plays to get their first 100 users. And one of these plays works so well, it's basically the only thing most of you need to watch this video for. So if you only have time for one section of this video, it's the first one, and I'll walk you through the exact playbook these founders shared, though a couple of strategies later shared may fit your app better depending on what you are building. Short form works best when your app has a dead simple value proposition. That's because you've only got a few seconds to land the message, so both your content and your app itself needs to be built for quick comprehension. It has to be designed for virality from the ground up, something that will be covered in more detail at the end of the video. So if your app is easy to understand, how do you find what content to post? To do that, steal from your competitors, but filter everything through VSC. So what does VSC stand for? First, we have virality. Has this exact type of content gone viral before? Look for 100,000 plus views across multiple similar posts from an account under 5,000 followers. The threshold proves the content worked on its own merit, not because of an existing audience. Next, for S, we have scalability. Can you produce this at a high volume and fast? Think slideshows, AI avatars, or an affordable UGC creator, not one of those high-end production shoots. Lastly, for C, we have convertibility. Check the comments on the reference video. Are people asking, what's this app called? Genuine curiosity converts. Moving on to the creation of the post. So how do you create this post? Whatever your competitor is posting, you have to outpost them. If they're doing 2 videos a day, do 3. Test more angles. You're not trying to make one perfect video, you're increasing your surface area for one video to go viral. Since UGC is the default format now, here's how to produce it cheaply and at scale. There are 2 ways to do this. One is to film it yourself, though that may not be the most scalable, and the other way is to do it through paid. So these founders have shared a lot about how they've gone about paid in UGC. So first, we have pay-as-you-go platforms like at getnoise.com. Sites like these let any creator on the platform make and post a video for you, and it is paid out by the CPM that you've set. So this allows you to have high volume, and you only pay for the views that you actually get. Next, we have freelance marketplaces like Upwork and Fiverr, which give you more control but cost more, which eats into scalability. So the founder of Flame sidesteps this by using the Russian marketplace called kwork.ru, where UGC videos run around $1 each. So this allows him to really work at scale without being impacted by the cost of UGC. Next, we have creator communities. So instead of sourcing for creators yourself, you can post a job listing where creators apply to you. The subreddit r/UGC creators is a strong option here, and it skips platform fees entirely. Lastly, we have influencer marketing, where you basically research and reach out to influencers that you would like to work with. So for long-term creator or influencer relationships, meaning options 3 and 4, you will want to interview them first. Match them to your content style. For example, talk-heavy videos need someone who can actually talk, and reaction content needs an expressive face. And you have to confirm that they are going to take this campaign seriously before committing. Next, for your onboarding process, you can borrow this approach from the co-founder of GlamUp. She built a short training course that teaches creators how to make videos that go viral, specifically in your app's niche. You can pay a retainer plus a CPM structure, and after that, give it a few days, then evaluate the performance of your creators or their videos. Now, almost every founder I studied does this next part. Once a piece of organic content proves itself, you will want to pour paid ad spend behind it. Snag runs meta ads on organic content once it clears 50,000 views, and Prelog runs TikTok ads once organic content clears 10,000 views. The logic is simple. Since you've already tested hundreds of angles to find the ones that work, once you find a winner, you want to fuel it until it stops converting. Now let's go back up. Because if you're going for the influencer route, you will want to be picky. Look for a genuine, engaged community, not just a big follower count. Their audience needs to overlap with your ICP, and your app should feel native inside their content. Matching tone, matching demographic, with a creator who actually replies to their own comments instead of ignoring them. On compensation, aim for a deal where your cost per mil is lower than your revenue per mil. If you don't know your revenue per mil yet, you can start with a fully commission-based structure until you do. So how much should you actually post? Most founders describe it as a volume game, with 3 videos a day as the common baseline. Some went way beyond that. So Pre-Log posted up to 40 times a day between 12 accounts, and Flame hit 150 posts a day. So this channel is genuinely a lot of work, but every founder was consistent that it's necessary if you want real eyeballs on a new product. And finally, for the last question, where should you actually post it? You should go where your ICP spends time, and don't be afraid to test broadly. So for most consumer apps, cross-posting to TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and Snapchat covers all your bases. Snapchat specifically is underused right now, which means less competition and it's an easier path to visibility if you do start. And with that, let's move on to the second marketing channel, which is Reddit. Reddit is great for finding highly niche prospects because of how many specific communities exist on there. Most subreddits ban self-promotion outright, but if your product genuinely solves a problem people are discussing, share it anyway. Brian Shin, the founder of One Stop Film, put it well. If you haven't been banned twice, you haven't tried hard enough. So how do you actually write a Reddit post that lands? Firstly, you would want to always show proof in your threads. Screenshots, results, anything that backs up the story you're telling, because that builds credibility. Be genuine and tell a true story rather than pitching. Think of yourself as a helpful person instead of someone running a sales page. Understand the problem first, then offer your solution as part of the conversation. And don't overdo it. These communities are small and the same people show up again and again. So if you post too often, people will sense it's not genuine. And once that trust breaks, it won't matter how good your product actually is. Now up next, we have the YouTube SEO playbook. This one is about creating long-form informative content that answers the exact questions your prospects are already asking, mapped to where they sit on the awareness ladder. So let me walk you through this using Follow Buddy as an example, an app that shows you who unfollowed you on Instagram safely. So at the top of the ladder, you have the unaware audience. They don't know they have a problem yet, so their questions are generic and only loosely related. So for Photo Buddy, that might look like a video titled "How to Add Music to Your Instagram Stories." Next is the problem-aware audience. They know the problem now, just not that a solution to their problem exists. So your job is to empathize with the pain. Something like 8 reasons why your friends are unfollowing you. Then there's the solution-aware audience. They know solutions exist in general at this stage. So now you introduce your category to fix it. A question would be how to safely find who unfollowed you on Instagram. After that is the product-aware audience. They're comparing specific options. So this is where you differentiate from competitors directly. Follow Buddy versus Follow Meter, which is better. Finally, we have the most aware audience. They're ready to convert, so your job is to remove friction and add urgency. Something that answers, how do I use Follow Buddy works? So for example, he has a video titled Follow Buddy Instagram Unfollower App Guide. This allows users to quickly know how to use this app so that they won't stop using it and churn. And for the second part about adding urgency, you can email your prospects promotions to sign up for the app and make it a limited time promotion. So now that you've formulated what kind of questions your ICP will be asking throughout each level of awareness, to execute this, you want to start by finding the exact keywords your prospects are actually typing in to search, using things like keywords everywhere. Now you want to prioritize the high intent ones, meaning high volume and words that are closer to the bottom of the funnel. Next, you want to study what your competitors are ranking for on those terms and find where you can offer more value than they already do. Next, you can design your title and thumbnail to confirm the click, meaning it should be obvious to the reader that they landed in the right place. And pay attention to your first 2 sentences of your description, since that's what shows beside the thumbnail. And in the video itself, you have to be honest, over-deliver, and don't hide the downside of your product. If the video you're making isn't for your most aware audience, end it by pointing to the next logical video down the awareness funnel. Now, beyond creating and posting effective ads, your ad must also be engineered for virality. None of this marketing works if the app itself isn't built to convert attention into retained users. Get total clarity on your value proposition before you touch anything else. Design your app to hook users within 3 seconds of opening it, something both GlamUp and Snag treat as non-negotiable. Next, you want to wireframe deliberately. Figma works fine for this. Next, you want to build a longer onboarding flow than you'd expect, around 12 steps, which counterintuitively increases download to trial conversion rates far more than a short one does. Keep iterating on that onboarding until you're hitting roughly a 10% download to trial conversion rate. And then to build it, you can use AI coding tools like Claude to move fast. Now, because there's a lot of information in this video, if you have any questions specific to your app, leave them below and I'll certainly answer them. Hope this video helped.